Hi friends, this is Bear and welcome to Aussie Bear Budgets and welcome to another grocery haul. I've just gotten back from down the street and I think I'll quickly do this grocery haul because I've got some frozen stuff here that needs to go into the freezer. So I thought I'd just go through quickly what I got. This is a bigger shop than normal and part of what I've bought is for when my son comes out, because he's coming out on Thursday night and I'm making lasagna. So I got gluten-free lasagna sheets for my daughter and regular lasagna sheets for my son and I. And I got the mince for the lasagna. And I also got the 4 cheeses pasta sauce, and I got another cheese. We do have some cheese, but you know, lasagna takes a lot of cheese, so I bought another one of those. So that's to make lasagna. I already had the diced tomato, so I didn't need to get that, and I've already got the onions, so we're good to go now. So the frozen stuff that I got was, this is to go with the lasagna, like as a side dish. I wanted to get the steamed ones, the ones that come in the individual bags, but they had none, so I thought I'd get that, and that whole bag will be enough for the 3 of us as a side dish to go with the lasagna. And I also got some frozen baby peas because we're just about out of frozen vegetables, but the supermarket had hardly any, so I just kind of had to get what they had. And then I also got some chicken breast fillets, which were on sale. They were marked down from $20.36 to $17.31. Not a huge markdown, but hey, it's still a markdown. I'm going to put half of that in the freezer, and then the other half I'm going to fry up, dice and fry up as, and then individually put individual servings into Ziploc bags, which I bought here, Ziploc bags. As an addition to this. This is to take up to the lodge for my lunch. And what I do is I add the diced chicken pieces to it, plus I add some frozen veggies, whatever I happen to have on hand. And that makes a really nice meal. It makes quite a large meal, so it really does 2 lunches, which is great. It makes it very economical. So I actually bought 4 of those. So there's 2 there and 2 more there. And just so that I've got them on hand, because they're also good for dinners, as a quick dinner, because what often happens, especially if it's a night where my daughter would normally cook, she will often come home from work and she'll say, I'm going to Anthony's for dinner. That's her boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, no worries. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to have for dinner? Because I was expecting her to cook and didn't have anything on hand. So I want to start making sure I've got stuff on hand like this that I can quickly whip up if she decides to go to her boyfriend's for dinner, which she does on a regular basis, which I'm totally okay with. That's fine. I got some chicken loaf for toasted sandwiches while my son's here. I got some more rice. I like to have a spare bag of rice on hand because we use a lot of rice. So I got that. I got 2 deodorants, Rexona deodorants. They were on sale. They were almost a third off. So it was over $3.50 off, which was really good. So I bought 2. I bought another box of tissues. They're not the tissues that I usually like, but they didn't have the ones I usually like, and we needed tissues. Mainly for my daughter, because as you know I use handkerchiefs. I bought another bag of my go-to because I'm addicted to them. That's a friend from Bible study's fault, so I totally blame her. I got my Easy Mac, which I haven't had for a while because they haven't had any, and 3 cans of tuna in brine. I won't need all of that, obviously, because one of these cans does 3 sachets of the Easy Mac. So I'll only need, 2.5. But, you can't buy 2.5 cans of tuna. I got 2 half cauliflowers. Now, like, seriously, can you believe that that's half a cauliflower? That's ridiculous. It's so small. But anyway, that's why I bought 2. Because my daughter is making korma for dinner. She's making chicken korma. And it has cauliflower in it. So she asked me if I could pick some of that up, which I was happy to do. Thankfully they had it, and it wasn't too bad a price. Half a cauliflower for $2. And for the size, it's like, yeah, okay, but whatever. She needed it, so I got that. And finally, I got a hazelnut chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. Love it. All right, so that is the grocery haul. A bit bigger than what I normally buy, but I will probably have to pick up some bread tomorrow after my massage, because my son's coming out, but I like to get the bread fresh. So I'll do that tomorrow. And by the end of the week, I will probably need milk. So, but we've got plenty of milk at the moment. And oh yes, like, we're just about out of cat food. Just let me show you. This is our cat food. And I mean, like, okay, I know that there's a lot of cat food there, but for me, this is just about out of cat food. Because I like to have a lot of cat food on hand, because the girls are so fussy. So I've got a mixture in there. I've got some cans left over from what I got to Liberty, but they go off things so quickly. And I've had these for a while, that I give them one maybe every couple of weeks and they will eat it. But if I try and give it to them every day, they won't eat it. And I end up wasting too much. So that's why I have so much, and why I have a variety. And this is a 24 pack that I got, which is unopened. So I do have that. So I mean, like, I really do have plenty of cat food. However, my son was telling me that Big W had the Felix, which is this brand of cat food, on sale for $8.70. And normally it's about $16. So I went online and I ordered heaps of it. So I've got that coming. That should be here today or tomorrow. So that's why I didn't buy cat food today, because I have this other stuff coming, which took all of my cat food buffer plus a little extra, which came out of groceries. But hey, I mean, it was cheap and I wanted to stock up. So I've got that coming. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Just a short video, just to show you. Interesting thing happened, though, at the supermarket. I used to work at the supermarket. Like, that wasn't my last job. It was the job before that. So I worked at the supermarket for 4 years. I started off stacking the shelves. So stacking, food on the shelves. Then I moved up to checkout. So for about 1.5 years, I was a checkout chick. And then I got moved into the office. And my job in the office was to handle the money for all of the checkouts, do the wages. So basically I handled the money and all the paperwork. I was the one who had to send all the bills to head office to be paid and stuff like that. So my job was in the office. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Working with money is not my strong point, but God keeps putting me with money. I don't know why, but anyway. And but for that entire 4 years, and I worked there for over 4 years, 4 years and 3 months I worked there. Loved it, except for the fact that there was this one woman that I worked with who bullied me relentlessly. For that entire 4 years, she made my work life a living hell. Oh my gosh, like by the end of it, when I finally quit, I was in such a dreadful mental state because of what she did to me. And like, I could do a whole video talking about how she bullied me and how zero help I got. I got zero help. I had no support, no help, nothing. I went to management, I went to HR, and I went to head office. Like, I went right to the top. Nothing got done about her, nothing. And she's still there. However, She served me today. Like most of the time when I go in there, I try and avoid her. She's actually the checkout manager. So she's the one that oversees all of the checkouts, but she does serve on the checkouts from time to time. And so most of the time, if I'm in there and she's on the checkout, I try and avoid her checkout because I get anxiety every time I see her because of what she put me through. Anyway, I had no choice today because there were only 2 checkouts open. One was the 12 items and less, and clearly I have more than 12 items. And the other one was her checkout, so I had to go to her. Well, she actually talked to me. She called me by name. She was pleasant. She was laughing. She was smiling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was freaking me out right there because she hates me. Like, she hates me. And I doubt that that's changed. But what I have heard through the grapevine, what has changed is the stories under new management now. And the new management, I believe, and I have heard this from a reputable source, has put her on notice. And she's on her final notice. So she's under threat of being fired. So unless her attitude changes, I guess. She's been there over 30 years. Over 30 years, and she's gotten away with it until now. So today's experience, I was a little bit anxious when I saw that I was going to have to go to her checkout. But she was pleasant and nice, and it was all good. So that was all fine. But that was freaky. That was like Freaky Friday. Because normally, like, there have been times when I have had to go to her checkout and she has called somebody else to come and serve me, which I've been fine with, but she's done it in such a way that it's like, you know, oh gosh, I'm not serving her type of thing. And she wouldn't look at me, she wouldn't address me. I mean, I was always polite to her. If I had to speak to her, I avoided it if I could. But, yeah. And I'm still, like, even though this was years ago, because I worked at the post office for 2.5 years, and I had about a year off in between. So this whole thing at the supermarket happened maybe four and a half years ago, and I'm still affected, like still, even now, still affected by what she did to me, because she made it a living hell. And nobody believed me. Nobody supported me. It was awful. It was awful. Anyway, enough of that. Today was a good day. And so I've got to get this put away. Sorry about that little ramble at the end. But, you know, you guys are my friends and you're so easy to talk to because you're a captive audience. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, comment and share, and hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for my next video, and in the meantime, take care, God bless, and I love you. Bye-bye.